Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of The Apprentice. Okay, today we'll be restoring this lovely old Hultafors, or Hults Bruks, HB axe head. And let's see if we can get the angle right to prove it. There you go, right there. HB, made in Sweden. Okay, so I picked this up at a local flea market the other weekend. I have a video that I posted before this one that explains my recent haul at the flea market. So I got this for $5. It is supposedly anything. I'm assuming anything coming out of Hultafors, or god damn it, HB. Okay, let's just call him HB. All right. For the sake of the rest of the, so that I can stop embarrassing myself and mispronouncing their name. So supposedly HB axes are very high quality. They very much compare to Hults Bruks, just at a lower price point, a bit like Husqvarna, that make really great axes as well, which with a less high price mark. So, like I said, I picked this up for $5. Okay. And it is the perfect size. I already have the Hults Bruks Wildlife Hatchet, which is the one I usually carry with me everywhere. I also have a Whittling Small Forest Axe, which is a little bit bigger. Although I don't like the edge as much. It's a better splitting axe for sure. This blade profile is really nice. It's really thin, just the way I like it. Very, very comparable to the Hults Bruks type profile. So not much to do with this, honestly. I'm just going to strip the paint. I'm going to completely strip the paint off. I'm going to start with a sander. I have a kind of a light buff bit for my drill that I can get a kind of I can get most of the rust off later, but it doesn't do much for the paint. So I'm going to use my orbital sander on a very on the lightest grit that I have. I certainly don't want to sand off the HB. Okay, that's like I want to. Hopefully, I'll be able to keep that. I don't think it should come out very easily, so I should be able to take the paint off of the head without damaging the stamp. I mean, we're just taking off a couple of microns there. So this, at the end, we're going to start by cleaning up the head, sanding it, seeing how much of a sheen we can get off of it. I don't want to spend hours on this. That's not my style. But I'll redo the edge too, because you see that it's had its use. If I put it, maybe I should be over here. So if you put it here, you see how it's flattened. Flatten in the middle there. It doesn't seem, it's pretty perfect, but it does seem like it's been fixed at least once from a nick. So we'll see if we can't just get that back into like just a nice perfect shape, and we'll be designing and making an axe, making the handle out of it. So it'll be my first experience remaking a handle for an axe, which is the whole point, learning new things. Okay, so let's get started with the sander. So first experience trying to clean these things up. In general, it did clean up the surface pretty well, but there's a lot of little pock marks and stuff, and I don't want to sand this thing completely. Though I guess it'd be good, but I'm gonna start by putting some furniture stripper on this, at the risk of damaging the steel. I guess you guys will let me know once I post it and the damage is done. You guys can let me know if that was a stupid idea. But I'm just gonna put a paint stripper on this for a couple minutes, get at least the bulk of the paint off, and then I'll go back and I'll sand and I'll buff afterwards. I can't see how. I mean, we put paint stripper on our knives, right, to get that new coat. So I'm guessing it should be fine. So I'm going to find some type of container or something to put this on, and I'll proceed from there. Alright, so I went through, I applied the furniture stripper, the paint stripper, and so that took off most of the paint, or at least it helped dislodge, you know, the old stubborn paint that was on that. And then I continued with the orbital sander just to get the rough rust off, and then I took a brush bit for my drill press, and kind of just that just kind of buffed it a bit, got into the nooks and crannies, and got the rest of the rust off. So now I got 220 sandpaper, and I'll just kind of caress this for a while, and just get more acquainted with the piece, and see what kind of shine we can get out of it. I'll go with the 220 for a bit, move on to the 400, and probably go on to the 600 grit wet sandpaper, and we'll see what it gives. I'll give this nice axe bit a good half hour or so of my time, and we'll see what it gives. Okay, so I spent probably about 15 minutes, that's about it, on this. So I got all the way down to 600 grit. It still has the pock marks and stuff, but I'm not going to get through all that. I don't want to either. I mean, I don't want this to look like a perfect mirror, brand new head. It is nicely cleaned up. I still have the nice logo for HB on one side, and the some inscription on the other side. If I try to read it, it looks like 0.8 or 1 and 1 3/4. So someone that's familiar with axe markings would probably know what that meant. Maybe 0.8 kilograms. That would make it 2 pounds, right? That sounds about right. Maybe, I don't know. So now that I have all this cleaned up and sanded and whatnot, I am definitely going to take some of my camellia oil and protect this wonderful new blade. Okay, so that this doesn't start rusting pretty much instantly. All right, nice even sheen on that. I can even wipe it down a bit. It was all it was all clean before I started wiping my dirty hands with oil on it. But anyway, it's an axe head, not a. It doesn't have to be perfectly clean, obviously. Okay, so we have it. We have this in definite serviceable condition. I didn't touch the edge yet at all, but I'll do that later. So at least it's oiled, protected, and cleaned up. So I was considering making this the whole thing into one video, but I think I'm going to stop it there because I don't know when I'm actually going to have time to make the axe handle on this. I have a lot of things on the go, but it should be in the next month that I should have the time to do this. So altogether, beautifully polished. I mean, you know, got the nice pounding and all kinds of etch marks on the blade. But once this has a a new handle. This is going to be a gorgeous axe. It's in really great condition. So that'll be it for this episode. So I'll just call this axe restoration part 1, like the actual head, so restoring an axe head, and then we'll have part 2, which will be redoing the axe handle. All right, guys. So as usual, if you like the content, please click the like button. It really helps out the videos and try to get the videos out there. If you like the content, always any comments are very much welcome. And as usual, if you like the channel, please subscribe. See you guys next time.